Hey Bikeaholics, Anthony Peters here, your lab riding buddy. Today, I want to show you a new product that I've just installed on Stogie's Indian Chieftain. These are the Ciro3D Tac 10 light cannons. If you want to see better at night and if you want to be seen better day and night, these are what you need. These are a wonderful product. You've heard me talk to you about different Ciro products, different ride culture products. These are amazing. On the Indian Chieftain, you only have a single LED headlight, just like on a street glide. And it's nice to have more lights up front so that you are more visible to drivers that might pull out in front of you. So we wanted to put these on so that Stogie can be seen better on her Chieftain. And then at night, she's got more light in front of her. Couple great things about this, as you can see on the front of the box. So when you put these on, these light cannons, and they are light cannons, okay? You can have a halo that comes on as soon as you switch your bike on, and then you have a center high beam that you can connect to your high beam switch, or you can set these up so that both the halo and the main beam come on, or you can have them set up so they only come on when you hit the high beams. A lot of different options here that Ciro made available with their adapter. Only downside is for Indian, you have to make a couple modifications. This adapter is more plug and play for Harley models, but I'm gonna show you how to plug this in. And yes, I did talk to Forrest, one of their technicians, before I made some bad mistakes, and he told me the best place to plug this in, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Before you get started on this job, a couple things you might want that I found really handy. If you've never taken the fairing off of an Indian Chieftain, you're definitely gonna want a magnetic retriever. Okay, you've got 4 bolts that are below the windshield in the rain gutter down there. You're gonna want these. It'll really help you out and make life a lot easier for getting those out and putting them back in. And then another recommendation, if you're putting these on an Indian or a non-Harley bike where you have to modify the adapter, you're gonna want some T-taps. I'll put a link below for both the items for magnetic retrievers and for T-tap wiring connectors. First thing you're gonna do is assemble your lights with the mounting brackets. Okay, so take your longer bolts. They fit right in there. They're just gonna sit in there. Now you need to determine, do you want the lights to sit recessed more, so you have the pointy end to the front, or do you want them to protrude more? I actually want them to protrude more out from the engine guard. So I'm doing the pointy end to the rear of the light. Then on each light, you'll start off with the rubber washers. Make sure the little neck goes into the light. Okay, those will stay in there fairly well. The next part gets a little bit tricky. You've got to have these star washers in between the rubber washer and the bracket on either side. And then you've got to use one of the shorter bolts and washers from the outside. And there I go. So you may need a screwdriver or a pencil or something to just kind of get in there and line everything up just right. Okay, once you have it, go ahead, finger start it, go over to the other side, line everything up again. Once you got it all put in there, finger tight, go and take a 5mm and just tighten them down. Not too tight because you're still going to want to adjust them once they get on, but we don't want anything just accidentally falling apart. So to take off your fairing, I'm starting from the inner fairing and then I'll work my way to the front. On the inner fairing, you've got 5 bolts on either side that take a 4mm hex wrench. Okay, you've got 2 right underneath the speaker, which will allow the speaker grill to come off. You got 1 inside, and then down on the bat wing, you've got 2 more. So 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Next, we actually have to remove the windshield. Still using the 4mm. Yes, you have to remove the windshield because the next step, down in the rain gutter down here, you've got 4 more bolts that you have to remove. So get your windshield off and out of the way so you're not scratching it up and messing it up. Once you've got the windshield removed, unless you have a lot of Allen socket drivers or something and extensions to reach down there, you see how the base for the windshield is up high? Lower it all the way down, and then if you just have some standard T-handles, you can then reach the 4 bolts that are down here. Last thing you've got to do, from the top, and I'm using a plastic pry tool, you come in, you gotta get the top started, and then you just kind of pull down, because you got 2 retention tabs up here and then sort of a hinge down at the bottom. Okay, so you see 2 retentions and then like your little hinge part. So on older Chieftains, you only had 3 bolts or screws that you undid. On this one, you've got 4 anodized mounting bolts. They're 10mm, of course, but you got to remove them and then your fairing will come off. So once you got the 4 bolts out, headlight just comes out. Reach up here, unplug the light. Here I've removed the fairing so you can actually see what I'm doing to remove the headlight. So when you reach in to unplug the headlight, you've got a button right here where my thumb is. Just push in and that'll come off. Next you come in with a pick or a small screwdriver or something, and there's a little tab on the back side here that you got to lift up on and then slide the plug off. Next, remove the seat and locate this wiring harness. Whether you're doing a Chieftain or a Challenger, this wiring harness is located in the same spot in the back right under the seat. If you've already installed the Ride Culture Bryant M1 turn signals or Custom Dynamics turn signals on the rear of your bike, you'll notice that there's an orange wire in the jumper. That's the hot that you want to use a T-tap to attach your main power to. If you haven't installed turn signals, you'll notice that the wires on the plug are labeled A through F. You are looking for the F wire, which is blue with a pink stripe. That will be your hot wire that's connected to your ignition switch. So the halo lights will come on when you turn the bike on. Now run a hot lead under the tank up to the front. I was able to just slide this up along the main wire cluster. Next, prep your wiring adapter by cutting off one of the jumper plugs. Doesn't matter which one, they both provide power. Got the black and yellow wire so that you can prep them for a tea cap. The yellow wire is going to be your hot going back to that lead that you have attached under the seat, and the black is going to need to go to a grounding point attached to the frame. Here is where I found a good grounding point for your grounding wire. Here I've attached the red wire from the adapter to the white wire on the back of the headlight. This is the high beam control wire. Now, when you turn your high beams on, the main light cannon light bulb comes on. Next, mount your light cannons to the engine guards. Now you're going to take your long lead from the light. You're gonna run it up. Now, you don't want this super tight right now, okay? You're just running it up and connecting these. Once you have your light cables ran through the frame, you got to plug them into the adapter that came with the set. This is real simple, just a few barrel plugs, match the colors. Make sure you got the insulation good, you want to have the larger rubber boot fitting over the smaller rubber boot so that you have a better weather seal. Do that for both sides. Then you're going to need to take up the slack. Here I've got the handlebars turned away from me, so it's potentially pulling the cord as much as it could. And I'm going to put one zip tie with just a little bit of, leaving some slack so that I can adjust it later. Okay. Put one zip tie here. Get that started. And I'm going to put the other zip tie further in, but I don't want it anywhere that it's going to get pinched. Before you put everything back together, make sure you test your lights because you don't want to have it all back together and have to take it apart for some silly reason. Once you have the lights installed, turn the bike on, stand it up, aim it at a wall. Make sure that you don't have these aimed off to the side or aiming too high. You don't want to be blinding people with these. You probably want them aiming just below the spot for the main headlight if you've got a wall in front of you. Also, I have to note, when you shut the bike off, the lights will stay on for about 2 minutes. So there you have it, the Ciro3D Tac 10 light cannons. I hope you enjoy them as much as Stogie's going to enjoy hers. They definitely make a huge difference. I'm probably not going to like her riding behind me in the dark anymore. I'll let her lead the way home. But as you can see, you don't have to have a Harley Davidson. These will go on any bike. You just got to find that hot. I showed you where to find them. Should be on most Indians. If this video helped you out, great. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you want to, show your appreciation, go to my link tree and there's ways you can show your appreciation for this video. Till next time, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.